Hi you guys, another car video with another very unfortunate angle, but I was not intending to film a YouTube video. I actually was in the car just about to tell this story on Instagram stories, and Instagram kept cutting me off and it's doing all these weird things, and it actually was like turning into a longer story. And then I was like, duh, I have a YouTube channel and I can talk about whatever I want, so why not just make a YouTube video about it? So let's do this. We're gonna talk about money, Etsy, my vintage Chanel bag, and Dave Ramsey. First of all, if you are new around here, welcome. I'm sorry that we are not in a very formal filming setup, but like I said, I was really just going to put this on stories until I realized that it should be a YouTube video. So my name is May. I am an advisor and strategist for entrepreneurs. I make videos about things that I love. Sometimes that's organization, sometimes that's money mindset, sometimes it's vintage Chanel purses. So if you have been following me for a long time, you know that I'm kind of a picky person when it comes to like buying things. I really don't put a budget on the things that I buy, but that's only because I don't like anything. I never find things that I really like. So if I do find something that I like, I just really allow myself to purchase it because it's such a rare thing. And I trust myself with money, and I know that I'm not going to just like buy random things that I don't need or don't want. So that's kind of my philosophy when it comes to shopping. And usually like my clothes and things, I'm not one to spend a lot of money on, but I do love an occasional designer handbag. Again, if it's something that I really love. So a lot of these new designs I'm just like not into, but I saw this vintage Chanel bag and I was like, I have to have this. Like, it was this beautiful kind of creamy like apricot color, and I had to find it and I had to track it down. So I have been searching for this bag for a very long time, and I found it on Etsy. Now, let me stop and talk about Etsy. I do not support Etsy. I advise a lot of entrepreneurs and startup business owners, female business owners, and I always advise against Etsy. There are a couple of reasons why. First of all, it's a third-party website. Have you guys heard the saying, don't build your home on borrowed land? Well, Etsy is borrowed land, and you are building a business on somebody else's platform. And I don't recommend doing that in any instance, whether it's Etsy or it's Instagram. I don't recommend it. You don't own any of those platforms, and you're putting your entire business and the foundation of it on a platform that you don't own. So, and then also there have been some like security issues with Etsy. And so I don't support it. I don't recommend it. I think it's a big mistake to build a business on Etsy. You're much better off building a presence on Instagram and building a community and gaining followers on Instagram, and then sending those people to your own website where you host the products and you have your own like checkout system. First of all, you're driving traffic to your own website, which is great, instead of driving traffic to Etsy. Like, you guys are giving Etsy free traffic. Anyway, I don't want to go into that like whole thing. That's a topic for another video. But in general, from a business strategy perspective, Etsy is not a good idea. So I don't like to buy anything off of Etsy. But I went against my own like intuition because I saw this bag on Etsy and I was like, I have to have this. So I decided to make the purchase. Okay, so this is the order of how things went. I purchased the bag through Etsy. Etsy sent me to PayPal to make the purchase, and PayPal, I used my credit card. Okay, because I at least am smart enough to know that I'm not going to give PayPal access to my bank account through a third party like Etsy. There's just too many variables there. I wanted to have the protection of my credit card. So, can you guys guess what happened? This seller on Etsy, I don't know if it was a fake, a fraud, a scam. They never meant to sell the bag. I don't know what happened. But after they got my money, and it was a lot of it, the shop shut down. Okay? So how did I know this? Well, it was supposed to be sent, like Etsy sent me a notification that your bag's going to be mailed like in a few days. And a few days came and went. I got no notification of it being shipped. So I go on Etsy and my transaction is there, but there's no like, you know, tracking number, shipping update, nothing like that. So I go to message the seller, I type out this message, and when I go to send it, Etsy gives me a notification that this seller is no longer registered on Etsy or whatever. This is not a recognized seller. Excuse me? What? Okay, so I'm like, okay, fine. So I try to message Etsy, no response from Etsy. How Etsy allows a seller that has an open transaction where they have taken so much of my money and then allows them to either close down their shop is beyond me. So then I try to message Etsy. Like I said, no response. I try to file a claim through Etsy and their response is tell PayPal. Like it's PayPal's problem. So at this point, again, I'm like, the customer service with Etsy is terrible. So I'm like, okay, fine. So I message PayPal and PayPal's like, open a claim after December, whatever. Okay. I'm like, I'm not going to wait this long. Like, I want my money back. Like, this person has stolen my money. Like, it's a total scam. And I'm not going to wait through PayPal. So I decide to contact my credit card company. And I am so fortunate that I have an incredible credit card. And no questions asked. They were so good to me. They immediately refunded my money. Like, just took care of me so well. Okay, so I guess there's a happy ending. I got my money back. I mean, I really would have just like preferred to have my vintage Chanel bag. But don't you worry, I will find it. And when I do find it, I'll share it with you guys. But now I want to talk about the lessons in all of this. Because as this was all unfolding, I was just thinking about money and finances, and I kept thinking of Dave Ramsey. I've gone off on these Dave Ramsey tangents before on Instagram. I want to say, like, before I get into this, everything that I'm talking about is in general, okay? So please don't come at me in the comments and like get mad at me. I'm just telling you my opinions based on my own experiences and what I know. Now, I have not read any Dave Ramsey books, so I will lead by saying that. But I have listened to his podcast, and I know people who are very devout Dave Ramsey fans. And from what I understand, he has really created fear. He's built this culture of fear around credit cards. And I just don't think that's right, because I kept thinking, if I didn't have a credit card, if I would have linked PayPal to my bank account, who knows when I would have gotten my money back? Who knows what else this scammer could have done? They would have had access to my bank account, and would they have taken more money out of there? I don't know. Like, technology is like so sophisticated, and these scammers can do whatever. So, I just kept thinking, like, I'm so grateful that I used a credit card, because like I said, I have an incredible credit card company. I have amazing benefits with my credit card, and I was able to get my money back from my credit card company, right? So really, my credit card offered a high level of protection that PayPal didn't offer me, Etsy didn't offer me, and I'm pretty sure my bank wouldn't have offered me. Now, I've done research. I like specifically chose this credit card for its like benefits and perks. But if I wouldn't have used a credit card, who knows what would have happened? So I know that this fear around credit cards and credit card debt isn't because of these things. It's because of like out of control spending. And I understand that. But in my opinion, again, don't come at me with this, but in my opinion, the credit cards are not the problem. The credit cards are not the bad guys. The issue is the person that owns the credit card that doesn't have control over their own spending, that doesn't trust themselves enough with money. Because you can have a credit card and not spend uncontrollable amounts of money and then be so far into debt that you are living paycheck to paycheck, right? So there are some people who are able to control themselves. So the issue is not with the credit cards. The issue is with the person that has the credit card. Again, I'm not trying to be mean, and this is a general statement. I know that there are a lot of variables that go into these things, but when I say I don't like Dave Ramsey, it's because of these things. Like, I feel that we have a responsibility to be educated and to help other people become educated and empowered about money. And debt and credit cards are a tool that can be used, and that if they are used in the right way, can really be helpful and beneficial. So instead of creating a culture of fear, let's empower individuals and educate them. And this is why I've always said that while I think budgets are a great thing, the issue I have is that people hide behind these budgets and think that they can't go 1 cent outside of a budget, because I think there's a fear, and I think we're hiding behind budgets. So that's why I think budgets can be a great tool, again, just like many other things, but they've got to be paired with mindset. We've got to do the mindset work. We've got to look at what our beliefs are around money. What are the money stories that we believe? Do we believe that we're worthy of having more money? Do we trust ourselves with money? These are all things that we've got to think about. And that's why my work around money has always started with the foundation of mindset. Because while I think it's very important to become educated and empowered around money and to know the strategic and logistical things of money, you've got to start with the mindset. Like, that has to come first. So again, this is all in general. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to anyone, but I just encourage you to really look at your beliefs around money, your money story. Like I said, the work that I've created, I made a money edit workbook and journal because yes, it does talk about a lot of the logistical things, but we also talk about the mindset. But you don't have to buy my products. Like, that's not the point of this. I really want women especially to, again, be educated and empowered when it comes to money. So don't operate out of fear in anything that you do. So if you don't want to have a credit card because you don't want to spend, you don't trust yourself, fine, don't have the credit card. Like, that's not my issue. But make sure that you're doing it out of a place of being empowered and out of a place of feeling abundant. We need to have an abundance mindset when it comes to money, because if you're operating out of fear and a fear-based mindset, you're just going to be stuck in a vicious cycle. You can create as many cute little envelopes for cash as you want. I'm not saying that that's inherently bad. Like, I love cute organizational supplies, and I believe that if using those things can help you be more productive and stay on track, that's wonderful. But again, don't turn Dave Ramsey or Susie Orman or anyone else into a god. Like, the power lies with you. I've said this on Instagram before. The power is not with Dave Ramsey. It's not with his cash envelopes. The power is not in his 7-step system. The power is with you. You are the one that gets to decide how you use your money. You're the one that gets educated and empowered and learns about money, and you're the one that gets to rewrite your story. So take a look at all those things. If you want journal prompts on how to think about money and how to rewire your brain and your money mindset, I can share that with you. I'll put a link in the description box down below. But I hope that you will follow people that help you and that help you feel empowered, and that you realize that you're the one in control of your money. So anyway, this was a really random thing, but I was kind of grateful that I had this experience because it really solidified for me my beliefs around money and credit cards. And I tell you what, you guys, I am going to find this Chanel bag. I'm going to share it with you guys one way or another. Luckily, like I said, I did get my money back, so it ended well. But I hope that this was inspiring for you, and I hope that you will take away the good from it. And again, don't come at me in the comments. I'm not trying to be mean to you guys. I just want you to think about what you're doing and what you believe. and to question things, and don't just automatically assume because Dave Ramsey has like named himself some kind of financial guru that he's the end all be all. Like, if you want to take bits and pieces of what he says, take the good parts of that, absolutely, but do your own research too, and believe the things that are good for you and that are going to help you progress. So let me know your thoughts about this. I do want to hear what you guys think about it. Even if you don't agree with me, if we can have like respectful conversations, leave me a comment down below. I really do want to hear what you guys have to say. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you'll subscribe and give it a thumbs up. And I look forward to continuing this conversation in the comments. All right, you guys, I will see you real soon. Bye.